And I do think a lot of the panic that we're seeing with, how people are reacting in Utah to the coronavirus is because we as mammals and we as conscious beings have a very strong instinct of self-preservation. And that drives a lot of our behavior and a lot of our thought process. So,
Yeah. So, and I'm of the opinion that doing anything out of a motivation, out of fear motivation, is not the right motivation. It usually leads to worse things.
Can I just
Personally,
say,
that's how I
to
see it.
agree with Brian, that and probably with you, maybe in this respect, I just think that any lesson I've had in Sunday school about, the end of times, or all of that, it's not very edifying for me.
Yeah.
It's not an experience where I enjoy.
Amen.
Like it's just like all of this is so this will happen and this has to happen and this has. You remember the old gospel doctrine manuals, and it said
This is the chronology of the
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Of-
Bruce Willis will come.
Yeah, exactly.
Then, yeah. Keep going, sorry.
There's just that kind of stuff that's not very edifying for me. I feel like it's it doesn't mean I don't think it's important for us to be prepared for, bad things that could happen in the future. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying it's more edifying for me to focus on blessing my own life through living, good principles that make me happy, and teaching those principles to my family and, anyone that's in my circle, because I feel like that's what's actually important. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when, if someone will, apostles will die in the streets. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I just don't think that matters in terms of how I try to live principles in my life. So I feel like sometimes a focus on that or getting too caught up in that can be, it can drive a lot of fear.
Yeah.
And
so why do you think it's in the scripture? Sorry, I'm asking too many questions.
No, I agree. That's a great question. Why is it in the scriptures?
Because I agree. I don't feel edified, nor do I see that as really relevant to my own personal life or spirituality. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I think there are, if you look at the gospel of Jesus Christ, or if you look at Old and New Testament scriptures, it's not all love, sunshine and roses, right? And I don't think it's that way because it's, seeking to scare someone into righteousness. Some would argue that is the case, right? That religion is used as a tool to control, societies, or
sometimes there's scriptures that can sound just like a fear-based target.
Of course.
But
they talk about God's wrath, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I mean, we also have, our parents' wrath, and yet at the end of the day, we love our parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are certain things that our parents didn't want us to do for a variety of reasons. Some of them were good, some of them weren't good. But a lot of them generally came from a place of what we would describe as imperfect love. And if you're a Christian, I believe that most Christians believe that God is benevolent, right? And that when he extends these warnings, it's not out of just this triggered, angry response, right? But actually a token of his love, that he's trying to tell you that there are good and bad ways to live your existence.